everyone, it's your girl, the Cajun Peach. So today is the fourth video of a 30-part series where I am doing a challenge, a 30-day challenge to post to YouTube every day for the next 30 days because I am a part of a coaching program that is challenging us to do a project and to devote 15 minutes a day devoted to the project. And so I chose to do a posting to YouTube every day for the next 30 days. And this is the fourth day, the fourth video of my 30-day challenge. So today I am videotaping from my home studio, which is my office. I work from home 3 days a week, and this is the space where I work, and it's also where I do my content creating, and I do my podcast. During the Gumbo Pod is done here in this space here. So that's where I'm recording at today. I have my little light set up, and it's really cute and cozy up in here. Yesterday I was outside showing you guys around the building where I work at, down by the Superdome and by the Smoothie King Center where the Pelicans play and where the Saints play at the Superdome. So you can go back and watch the video on that. But today I am going to be going down a list of interesting things about me. So that's what this video is about today. And so here we go. So I'm going to be looking down, up and down at my list. So just ignore the fact that I'm looking down because I don't have it memorized, of course. So I'm going to be referring to my handy dandy list. I created this list several months ago, anticipating that one day I might need to, use it or have something for content, something interesting to tell you guys about me, kind of like a fun facts, things like that. So here we go with the first fact about me. Now, I am from New Orleans, Louisiana, right? I was raised in a neighborhood called Treme in downtown New Orleans in the 6th Ward. Now, I was not born in New Orleans. I was born in Independence, Louisiana. However, when I was a baby, after I was born, my mom and my dad, they moved to New Orleans. And that's all I know. I don't have any memory of living or being born in Independence, Louisiana. So if anybody asks me, of course, I'm going to say I'm from New Orleans and I was born in New Orleans because that's all I remember. But I was born in a little town called Independence, Louisiana, which is located in Tangipahoa Parish in Louisiana. Now, Louisiana has parishes, and it's the only state in the United States that still has parishes. And so, that's unique in itself about me. So where I'm born, where I'm from, we have parishes and not counties like the rest of the states in America. Now, I spent half of my life in Louisiana, in New Orleans, and then the other half of my adult life, when I was 21, I moved to Atlanta. And then I spent 6.5 years in the Washington, D.C. area, or the DMV. I did 6.5 years. So I lived in 3 states. And right now I'm back in Louisiana for now. The second interesting thing about me is while I was living in Atlanta, back in the early to mid 90s, I worked at several restaurants. I was a waitress back then while I was going to college. And I met 3 people who are no longer with us. They passed away. And these 3 people were... I'm going to try to do it in the order in which I've met them. It was Left Eye, Tupac, and Aaliyah. Now, I met these people when I was at work as a waitress. I met Aaliyah at Gladys Knight Chicken and Waffles restaurant. Now, Gladys Knight is Aaliyah's aunt by marriage. And so that's how she ended up coming down to visit the restaurant. And while I was working, I met Aaliyah. I just walked up to her and shook her hand and met her. I said, "Hi, Aaliyah, nice to meet you." And I gave her my name. And so that's how I met her. I wasn't introduced to her, but I walked up to her and I met her because she was at the restaurant that her aunt owned. I met Left Eye when I was standing in line to get into a nightclub. And she happened to be standing a couple people down from me as we were waiting to get in the club. And so we had a little quick meeting. It was a surprise meeting because I didn't know she was standing there. But I met her, I introduced myself again. And then she brought me in to the club and I didn't have to pay because I was with Left Eye. So that's how I met Left Eye. And I met Tupac. Oh my God, what an experience. I met Tupac when I was waitressing at a restaurant called Dugan's Restaurant. And he and a group of guys, they were in 2 minivans, like he had an entourage. And they were coming to eat at this restaurant. And it was during the time right after he had shot 2 police officers, off-duty police officers in Atlanta. And because of that, the restaurant owners would not let him in. They would not serve him. But I was trying to be his waitress, and I did chum up with him and talk to him for a quick little minute. And he was going to let me be his waitress if they had let him stay, but they didn't. They didn't want him in their establishment, and he ended up leaving. And I hated that. But I did get to meet all 3 of those people who are now gone. And rest in peace to all 3 of them. Tupac, Left Eye, and Aaliyah. Another interesting thing about me is I write stage plays. I studied theater at Georgia State University when I was living there, and I graduated with a Bachelor of Art degree in theater and a not associate, but I minored in African American Studies. So I'm a playwright. I don't have anything professionally published yet, but one of my goals for this year is to start working on a play, hopefully a musical. I love musicals and I love old school. I like period pieces, so I would love to do a musical associated with the music from the Harlem Renaissance. That's one of my dreams that I would like to manifest. So yeah, I'm a playwright. And I love old school things. That's another interesting thing about me. I love a lot and almost everything from our past, from our Black history, from our past. I love the Harlem Renaissance era. I love the Civil Rights movement. I love the Black Power movement. I love honoring people who came before us, whose shoulders we stand on. I love things from the past. I love to study it. I love Black history. I absolutely love it, and it makes me feel good. Very interesting that I don't like crawfish, being from New Orleans. Now I'll eat it. I'm not going to say I don't like it, but I just don't prefer it. And it's strange that I don't, because most people who are from New Orleans, they love to indulge in the delicacy of crawfish, which is also known as mud bugs. They're very dirty and it takes a lot. I'm one of those finicky eaters. If I'm going to eat it, it has to be clean, and I don't have time for the muck. But what's also interesting is that I will eat crab. I will eat boiled crab. I will sit there and devour a whole table full of crab, but I don't care for the crawfish. I think because crawfish has more salt than crab. Crab is a sweeter meat than the crawfish. I don't know. But I'll take a table full of boiled shrimp and boiled crab over crawfish any day. I'm not that girl. I think I mentioned I graduated from Georgia State University in Atlanta. I loved it. And I got my Bachelor of Art degree in theater and my minor in African American Studies. I have a podcast that I'm the host of. My name is The Cajun Peach, and I'm the host of the podcast, The Stir in the Gumbo Pot. And you need to find it. It's on Apple, Spotify, and iHeartRadio. It's also on YouTube. So go to Stir in the Gumbo Pot. You'll find it on YouTube, and you'll also find it on Apple and Spotify and iHeartRadio. And I'm the host, so yeah. I used to be a rapper. How about that? Believe it or not, before I moved to Atlanta, long time ago, back in the late 80s, before I moved here, I was MCSD. And the SD was for Sexy Devil. That's me. Yeah, I was a rapper. Coming out of high school, I think I would have been great at it, but life happened and it turned out that I didn't become a rapper. Who knows where I would be now if I had been a rapper? Probably somewhere up there like Queen Latifah, I think. I think I had the chops to do it. If I had pursued it and was more passionate about it, I think I would probably be on the level of Queen Latifah. But it didn't happen for me. Okay, another interesting thing about me. I drive with 2 feet. How many people out there drive with 2 feet? Honestly, tell the truth. I drive with 2 feet, and it's kind of like my brain got trained to drive with 2 feet because I started out learning to drive on a stick shift. And when you drive a stick shift, you know you need 2 feet, one for the clutch and the other for the brake and for the gas. And so since I learned to drive on a stick shift, my brain was trained to use 2 feet when I drive. So when I transitioned to an automatic vehicle, my brain didn't say now to drive with 1 foot. My brain said you're going to continue to drive with 2 feet. And I'm a 2-foot driver driving an automatic. I drive with 1 foot on the brake and 1 foot on the gas. You know, that's just how I do. My middle name is a boy middle name, right? And the reason is because my mom did not proofread the birth certificate when she had to sign it. She signed it, it was an error on it, and she didn't even know that there was an error on it until I brought it to her attention when I was grown. And she said, I didn't even know. I said, how could you not know? You're supposed to proofread the birth certificate. She didn't proofread it, and I got stuck with a boy name, and I refuse to change it because it's unique to me. And the last thing on the interesting things about me list is, drumroll, I love fried oysters. I'm from New Orleans. I grew up eating fried seafood, and oysters has a very unique, delicious taste. And one of my favorite dishes is fried oyster po' boy. So fried oysters is my favorite food to eat. So yeah, and that's it. That is my list of things that are interesting about me. If you have any questions for me, if you want to know more about me, drop it down in the description box. Put your questions there if you have any, or if you have any suggestions for me for another video that you would like to hear me talk about, go ahead and put it in the description box and let me know, and I will respond to it. Like this video. Please subscribe to my channel because I really am trying to get more subscribers. So that's why I committed to posting to YouTube every day for the next 30 days, right? So hopefully I can get something from it, at least a few more followers. That never hurts. So like this video, share it if you want to. You can do that too. Leave a comment, leave a question in the comments for me, and subscribe to my channel. Thank you guys for watching. This is the Cajun Peach, and I'll see you all on my next video.
Too lit, who gon' check? You can tell me none. Boss mode in effect, and my money long. If you ain't talking money, don't talk to me.